Well, my corn is up. In fact, I may have let it get a little too tall to straddle with my HOSS high arch wheel hoe. I may have to use, I may have to just go down the side instead of straddling the rows with the HOSS. I may have to just go down the side and throw dirt. But anyway, it's time to fertilize. Came through yesterday and cultivated. There's not any major weeds in between the rows right now. Picked out some that were in the rows, but in between the rows looks pretty good. That does two things. Of course, it weeds and keeps the corn roots from competing with the weeds, but it also loosens the dirt where I'll have some good dirt to throw, some good loose dirt to throw to the plant when I fertilize. So what I'm gonna do, I've got some triple 13 fertilizer, and I will put these rows are about 50 or 60 feet. I like to do it about a pound every 30 feet. And these are about, again, 50, maybe 60 feet. So I'll do 2 pounds of triple 13 on each row. Let me show you what I'm doing. Here's my triple 13. I've just, I get it at the farm store. It's not a name brand or anything. I've got a 1 pound coffee can, and that's what that is. It's already lost its label. So anyway, that's just, I don't drink coffee, but I think that's a 1 pound, just the small can. And it's about a pound of fertilizer, about a pound of anything you put in it. You put lead in it, it's gonna be more than that, but most things is about a pound. So I'll fill that up twice on each row. So that'll be 2 pounds on each row. So let's get after it. Okay, so I fertilized on both sides of the row, so that's a 50, 60 foot row, a pound on each side. So 2 pounds per row, 1 pound per 30 feet. It's what I've read, what I've used, seems to work. I planted this pretty thick with the little Garden Way planter, so it's thick. I haven't thinned it, is what I'm trying to say. So if it's a little thick in fertilizer, I'm okay. I'll be glad probably, because I probably need it. So anyway, this is a Stowell sweet corn from HOSS Seeds, HOSS Tools Seed Supply. And anyway, this is I've got the high arch. I did a dry run on some of that tallest stuff over there, and the HOSS, it hits on the arch, but it's not gonna break it off or anything. So I think I'm good. It's gonna get close. They're not gonna like it. They're gonna bend over a little bit, but you'll see it's not gonna be a big deal. All right, let's start laying it by. Okay, so I got the corn plowed or healed. Doing this has 3 different benefits to the corn. First of all, you're burying that, or you're burying the fertilizer, or you're at least mixing it in with the soil. Secondly, you're smothering any weeds that may be close to it. You know, you can cultivate in the middles, but you have to, by hand, you have to pick out any weeds in the middle. So you throw the soil on it, and it can smother the weeds that are in the middle. It also builds up it builds up dirt on that stalk and keeps it, gives it a little bit more stability when high winds come. You'd like a big mound of dirt on those rows. You know, I don't know how well you can see the rows and how it's mounded up. But that'll be my first time, and then I'll come back when it's about 3 feet tall and do my final fertilizing. And at least I think it'll be about 3 feet tall. I'll have to kind of think about it, but that's usually when I do it, 3 or 4, about waist high. Do my final fertilizing and my final hilling of the corn like I did here. I won't be able to do it with a high arch because the corn will be too tall. I won't be able to straddle the rows, you know, like I did with this. So I have to go from one side and just throw dirt, you know, come down this side, come down that side. So anyway, and I have, as you can see, I've got a little place that I didn't get to because of my sprinkler heads. Couldn't get to this with the hoe, with the wheel hoe, so I'll have to go back in there and do that with a rake. Do that by hand, but that's not a problem. Anyway, so it mixes fertilizer in with the soil. It makes that plant more stable because you've got dirt mounted up around it instead of being way up like that. It's like this. It's got dirt up around it, and it just, when the winds come, it won't bend as much. I believe it also makes some roots on that stalk. You'll have a better root system too. You got to be careful that you're not cutting any roots out here on the side, you know, because they will spread out. They will root out and go to the kind of the center of that aisle there. But anyway, got it healed. Thankful for the HOSS wheel hoe. So that's it. We've done it, and I will give you the rundown on how this corn does. I'll keep you informed, keep you appraised. At some point, those sprinklers are going to be too short. That corn's going to get about 8 or 10 feet tall, they say. So I'm going to have to water a different way when it gets up above those sprinkler heads. Anyway, peas are looking good. I'll give you an update on the peas and everything else in a day or two. But for right now, we're done and we're gone.